Wow, what a big crowd. This room is pretty full. And look at this. Pastor Chuck is in the house tonight. Anybody? Woo! If you're not familiar with Pastor Chuck, he's our senior pastor, and he gives a sermon every Sunday. And you know what? He's kind of the jokester. He likes to start off with a joke at every sermon. And I will tell you, when he tells his jokes, nobody laughs longer, louder, and harder than, you guessed it, Pastor Chuck. A little bit about me, you know, I'm actually real honored to be here because this is kind of a challenge because I am dyslexic. I am very forgetful. Some days I can't tell my right from my left, and being forgetful is a real challenge in life because, well, for instance, the other night I was out on a date with a lady, and halfway through dinner I realized I couldn't remember her name. Guys, that's dead man walking, I'm telling you. So I should have done the smart thing, and I don't do that too often either. I should just pulled out my phone and see who I was texting all week. That would have worked. And, I came up with this line. So, tell me, what did your parents call you when you were young? And as soon as I said that, I realized, oh my God, John, that was so stupid. What if her parents had a nickname for her? You know, maybe they called her Princess or Precious or Larry. I would have really been in trouble then, you know. But I had figured out a way to combat my dyslexia and my forgetfulness, but I'm going to need everybody's help. So Monday, if you could all go and legally change your names to Bob, that would really help me out. So even if I'll walk down and see this, hey Bob! If I get it backwards, I can still say, hey Bob! So I got some really good news today. I found out I am no longer unemployed. The only problem with that is I still don't have a job. Seems that the EDD, Employment Development Department, has reclassified unemployment as in transition. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. So, you know, I prefer unemployed. At least I know where I'm at. If I'm in transition, where am I? And I found out I no longer get unemployment checks. I now get transitional funding. So why does the government do things like that, change the name? Like they have nothing better to do? You know, you take the unemployment office. When you're unemployed, you go to the unemployment office, you collect an unemployment check. Now it's the EDD. Personally, I don't care what you call it. Just send me my check. Or like my buddy Dan says, show me the money, right? When I did work, I was in construction. I'd go to the building department to pull a permit. Well, now I have to go to the Community Development Agency. Funny thing is, it's the same building with the same grumpy people, just a lot more money for that permit because they made it a bigger name. And my personal favorite is we no longer have a welfare office. We have the Department of Social Services. Now, I thought about that one. Why would the government do that? And it all made sense, because the government doesn't care about our welfare. Sorry for your government workers. But have you noticed lately that people are starting to sugarcoat their job titles to make themselves feel better? I mean, we used to have waiters and waitresses. Now we have servers. When you go shopping, you pick up your stuff, you go to the counter, you would pay the cashier. Now we have sales associates. You used to go get a cup of coffee, the guy hands you a cup of coffee. His title now is barista. That title will just cost you $2 more each cup. And I was thinking, what if other occupations did this? You know, let's take the ice cream man, for instance. You know, that guy who drives a broken down van up and down the street, and he parks in front of him, he's got that broken speaker that goes ding, 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 and he parks there for like 10 minutes, you want to shoot him? We can call him the frozen treat delivery technician. Or, how about a ditch digger? Nice, you know, common, easy job. We can call him a source displacement engineer. That'll get the check. Who else can we pick on? You know, how about stewardesses? Now we'll just call them angry birds. So, my daughter's here in the audience tonight. I promised I wouldn't point her out, but if you want to know who she is, She'll be the 18-year-old squirming in her seat for the next couple minutes while Dad tells jokes about it. Just remember, sweetie, no matter what I say, I still love you. So, but to be fair, my daughter is a good kid. She's smart. She's beautiful. She can empty my wallet in one clothing store. Her favorite store is American Eagle. She loves that store. In fact, she's got me to buy clothes there. In fact, tonight I'm wearing my American Eagle jeans. Everybody like them? So I got a question for you. Does it make my butt look big? So I like the pants, but I had to draw the line at the shirts. I mean, if you realize that American Eagle, they kind of cater to the tall, slender, surfing kind of kid with six-pack abs. You look at me, I'm short, squat, sporting the pony keg with the Doritos. But I have tried on the shirts, I'll be honest with you. I get them buttoned down to about here, and I'm realizing, I think I need to find the American elephant store. So I taught my daughter how to drive. Has anybody done that? Well, cool, I'm not the only insane person in this room. But then again, she did do a good job. She passed her driver and written tests all at once, or the first time. And then it was really cool because she wanted to drive everywhere. So it was like having my own chauffeur. So she did really good. So now she wants to drive to Grammy's house. And that's 100 miles each way. So we jump in the Chevy and we go. And I'm reclined and, well, I fell asleep, actually, to be honest with you. And I'm dreaming that the Broncos have won the Super Bowl, and I'm celebrating with a big platter of nachos. All of a sudden I hear, pop out. What? She's like, what freeway do I take? Now, mind you, we are on the 210, and we're in the fast lane. I'm looking up at the signs. You got the 134, the 210 going this way, the 110 going that way, 210. And I'm like, well, sweetie, you need to be in that lane over there. She goes, okay. With one move, all 4 lanes, one shot. If there had been a traffic cam located there, this is what it would see. Traffic cams can't hear you scream. So we're on the freeway, and I tell her, sweetie, you need to get off at the next stop. She's like, why, Dad? Did I do something wrong? I'm like, no, we need to find an American Eagle. I need some fresh jeans. So, I'm the single guy in the group, and after a few stories, my classmates lovingly dubbed me the one-date wonder. I have a lot of first dates, not a lot of second dates. You know, dating while in transition is difficult. It really is. Kind of like being up to bat in a baseball game without a bat. Now, just a few weeks ago, I went out on a date. And I was up front. I told her I was in transition. And she goes, well, that's cool, John. You know what? Pick the restaurant and we'll go Dutch. I'm like, cool, I get to eat. And so we're having a great time. We're talking. I'm remembering her name. And the bill comes. And she grabs a little folder, puts her credit card in it, and she hands it to me, and I slide in my buy one, get one free coupon. So the waiter comes, grabs a little folder, walks off, does his thing, brings it back, and she grabs it before I do. So next thing I hear is, sir, you didn't bring back his credit card. The guy walks up, puts his hand on my shoulder, and goes, Romeo here used a free meal coupon. Strike one. And I got the look. Guys, you know what the look is, right? The one that burns right through you. So, well, we got through that. We decided to go to the movies. So I found out it's not the right thing to ask your first date to put the sodas, licorice, and pre-pop microwave popcorn in her purse to sneak into the theater. That turned out to be strike 2. Strike 3 came when I asked her to chip in for gas so I could drive her home. No. Come on, she told me we were going Dutch. I don't get it. It seemed like we had a good date, but she doesn't return my calls. I just don't get it. So I heard there was just single women out here. Does anybody internet date? Okay, I'm the only fool, thanks. Well, you know, my biggest complaint is I have found that people really don't put their true picture on their profile. And I met this lady. Her name was Cindy. Long blonde hair, striking, piercing green eyes, and a body to die for. And this girl's so hot, she sizzled. And we got along great. I couldn't wait to meet her. We decided to meet at a restaurant. I was so excited, I got there early. So I'm sitting there, just minding my own business, playing with my phone, and this lady walks up and smiles and shows me her missing teeth. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not ready to order. I'm waiting for somebody. She's like, John, it's me, Cindy. I'm like, oh. Not to be mean or anything, but her mustache was more full than mine. She could have lost 80 pounds and probably taken about 15 years off of her, and she would have looked somewhat like her picture. So I did, you know, I was a little upset, but I manned up. I said, well, I'm sorry, my name's Bob. You might want to check the restaurant. He might be around somewhere. And believe it or not, she walked away. That must have been because I didn't put my picture on my profile. So ladies, I got some interesting news for you. And while I tell this to you, I'm going to apologize to the men here because I'm about to kick you to the curb and give up some important information. Ladies, you honestly control the relationship whether you know it or not. From day one, okay, Ann, that's enough. From day one, you get to make all the decisions. When a guy walks up and starts talking and he likes you, he asks you for your phone number, right? So it's decision number one. Do you give him the phone number, or do you give him a phone number that when he calls, he hears, Thompson & Son Mortuary? But for the sake of this bit, I'll let the ladies take the high road on this. So you give him the right number, you're talking, you're having a good time, and he asks you out on Saturday night. Now you get another decision. Do you go out with him, or is he going to sit home and play on Xbox and complain to his friends online? So you go out, you have a good time, and now the next decision is you get to let him kiss you. So guys, if she does let you kiss her, here's another little tidbit of advice. Should she open her eyes when you're leaning in for a kiss, she does not want to see this. It's a deal breaker, trust me. So now that you kiss and everything's going great and he decides he wants to marry you, now you get that next decision. Are you going to let the poor guy live his life in happiness by saying no? Or are you going to say yes and torture him for the rest of his life? 98% of you are going to say yes because that means you get to plan a wedding. Because you know, if it doesn't have a NASCAR theme, we're not going to get it right. So now you're happily married, and here comes the first fight. And you're thinking, how do I have that decision? Well, you get to tell him whether he sleeps in the bed or in the doghouse with the fleas. So, anyway, for you single guys, I got five things of advice what not to say on a first date. Number 5, never say to your first date, so what did your parents call you when you were younger? Number 4, I bet I'd have more red flags than you. Number 3, you remind me a lot of my ex-wife. Number 2, why is her mom hot? Does she date younger guys? And my favorite one, I'm sorry, but my mom says I have to be home with her car by 11. I'm trying, that's my time.
Good. What's your Facebook page? Good. Single man. Godly man. That's awesome.